What's up, everybody? What's going on? Make some noise, make some noise. Cobra Kai is back. It's back. And because of all of you, and because of fans like me, Cobra Kai truly never dies, right? 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 Look, I see the shirts out there. I'm out here representing too. We out here representing. Where the Cobra Kai shirts at? Where they at? I see them. Okay, okay. So we got some special guests here. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk Cobra Kai, we're gonna talk what's going on. So first I'm gonna bring out, you guys know it's Diane. Alicia Hannah-Kim, come on out, miss. Now this next person, I can't wait to talk to this man because it was with a heavy heart. We had to lose Quan, right? Brandon H. Lee, please come on out. And this guy, he was big and scary, right? Axel. Patrick Luwis, come on out, brother. Come on out. Come on out. But he's actually pretty nice. I'm back there hanging out with him. He's pretty nice.
What's up, man? All right, guys, let's stop right now.
And now we gotta bring out this person. We didn't know what side she was on, but she's a tough one, right? Devin, Oona O'Brien, come on out. And last but not least, my man Kenny, where you at? Dallas, come on out. Dallas, Dupree Young. You in the back, you in the back. The cast of Cobra Kai, ladies and gentlemen, give it up, give it up. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? What's going on?
It's good seeing y'all, for real, for real. We've had the other cast members here many times. I've spoken to many of them, but I'm glad that I'm getting to talk with you guys because I wholeheartedly feel like you guys carry season 6. You guys carry that season. You have some of the best. Are you on? You good?
I don't know. Oh,
okay.
yes.
There she is. I feel like you guys have some of the best arcs. So I want to know, from your perspective, like joining this massive thing, like how was it on that last day of filming for you all, like walking away from such a massive legacy? Like how was that for you guys individually?
Ooh, I remember that last day I feel like it was such an emotional day for everybody.
Yeah.
You work so hard for all of these years together. You really become a family. It's such a good support system. So then when you realize that it's going to be the last time we see each other for a long time, it's like, dang, all this hard work has really paid off, but we're not going to see each other for a minute. So you really have to cherish those type of moments. But, that last goodbye, it hits different, but you got to say goodbye to everybody because the crew, the cast, the stunts, everybody, they made such a huge impact on all of us.
Yeah. And what about you? What was it like?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We really, especially like Dallas and I and some of the other folks grew up on this show. So that last day was very emotional. I remember crying. Anytime I saw anyone, like after we finished that last shot, I would just like try to hold back all the tears. But it really was such like a big part of my childhood growing up. So yeah, it was very emotional. But my last scene was in the dojo with Dallas and Griffin. And we were just doing a little kata. It was a very chill day, but it was definitely something I'll always remember. Yeah.
Brandon?
What's up, guys? Hi. Yeah, my last day was earlier than everyone else for very obvious reasons. It was a blast. I think it didn't really hit me until like we finished and everyone like there was like a huge circle around me and I was just like lying in a pile of blood.
Man.
And I was just looking around and I was like, whoa, this is everybody here. I've seen all you guys on TV and now I'm like with you guys, So it was like, it kind of just hit me like a train. And then I just remember Jacob Bertrand goes, speech. And I was like, oh gosh, I hate you. And I just said something. I don't even know what I was saying. I was just trying not to cry the whole time. And then
I saw tears.
Yeah. No, Quan doesn't cry. What are you talking about? But yeah, it was a dream come true to work with everyone. Yeah.
Hannah. Oh, you want to go ahead? Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed giving Brandon his last day. My last day was at the Miyagi-Do training area outside, and it was when I was being like CGI'd or AI'd or whatever as Miguel and doing like the dances. So it was kind of like the antithesis of what my character was doing the whole season, and then I ended on that. So that was kind of like a fun way to end. But yeah, it's bittersweet. I mean, I think you're excited about moving on to other projects and other things in your life, but at the same time, it's like you build relationships with people. And for us, like for Brandon and I, was only, a couple months or whatever. For some of you guys, a bit more. And even if you're somewhere for like a week, I mean, you're on these sets for hours and hours and hours and talking and getting to know each other. So it's like you build these bonds, and it's hard to leave that. So, but also just grateful that we were lucky enough to build those bonds with each other, because it's not always the case, and everyone was great. So yeah.
It's a long answer.
I know, sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
But anyway, yeah, I think that what I really enjoyed about it most.
Keep going, keep going.
My last scene to film was this like romantic reunion with Chosen. So I feel like I ended on a very positive, happy note, as opposed to the rest of my character's journey. And then I remember that was sort of early in the morning, and I really wanted to like hang out and just watch everyone else film. So I was there for like a good couple of hours more, and just running around saying bye to everyone and handing out wrap gifts, and just trying to soak it in and really cherish it, because I think we all know how special it is to be on a show that's beloved and has a lot of history. But I remember saying bye to Vanessa, was the last cast member that I saw, and then getting in the car and just going, it's over. I don't have to do that hairstyle anymore. I'm free.
Now, this show, it deals with a lot of duality and characteristics. Like, 1 minute you guys are good, 1 minute you're in a gray area, next minute you're bad. So this next question is for you two, Oona and Dallas, because you guys have played, Miyagi-Do, you've done Cobra Kai. Which one of those characters is more fitting to who you are?
Ooh.
I
I hope the answer is Miyagi-Do for both of us. For me, I'm gonna say Eagle Fang. I know that wasn't an option, but Devin's she's a bit of a firecracker. Okay, maybe I'm not quite as insane as she is, but no, definitely love her drive and passion. So I love getting to do the Eagle Fang and kind of towing that line in the middle. But yeah, that was like just such a fun dojo to be a part of. They didn't take themselves too seriously. But they worked really hard, and yeah, it's great. What about you?
For me, I mean, it was a good way to see Kenny's side whenever he was on Miyagi-Do. We saw like a more vulnerable side of him. He wasn't on the aggressive timing that he was while he was with Cobra Kai. So I would say I more follow that balanced, relaxed, defensive side of Miyagi-Do, even though Cobra Kai way is dope. I mean, it's fun. I think we can all say that. But for me, yeah, probably the Miyagi-Do side.
And I'll kind of change the question up a little bit for you, Hannah, and you, Patrick, because you guys, although you are very tough in this series, you play softer parts in the series, like you with Samantha, you with Chosen. Is there a challenge in that, and which part of that character did you guys enjoy playing the most?
Use the mic.
Another long answer coming up. For me, I think I enjoyed, and it was easier for me to play the like sympathetic, sensitive side. I think that's more just what was easier for me naturally, and the like intimidating fighter was, I've kind of felt like a fraud the whole time. So definitely that side for sure. It felt, yeah.
That was fine.
That good length?
Yeah, that was fine. We're silly.
And what about you? Which character, which portion of that character was more fun? The tough or the more sensitive with Chosen?
I personally like playing the villain because it's so fun and not a role that you can play in your personal life, I feel, if you want to get along with others. So I really liked letting go and getting to be as unhinged and unfiltered as possible. But I think for fans, they really enjoyed seeing a vulnerable side. I think somebody told me today that they loved this scene with Peyton when she was asking her if it's worth it, and you kind of see the price of all of that. So it's definitely satisfying to play both, but personally I like playing the villain. I don't know what that says about me.
And just so you guys know, we got mics set up, so if you guys have any questions, please line up, because we're going to get to you in 1 second. I just got one more question, and it's for you, Mr. Brandon. At any point, we know that there was a movie that was spun off, right? Was there, at any point, was it any talks that it was going to be connected tight with Cobra Kai? Because I'm wondering why the main character in this film has a brother who he lost during fighting, and it wasn't your character. Because I felt like that would have made more sense to shoehorn Daniel into the story.
So you're saying you're questioning if I'm connected to the...
If you should have been or were
If I should
ever
have been?
considered to be.
This is like a checkmate question. I'm not supposed to say anything, man. But completely honest with you, I had no clue what the storyline was going to be for the new Karate Kid movie. I mean, I would love to.
You would have loved to be a part of it,
would've
but
been
there was no
cool, yeah.
talk
I'm not
ever
gonna
of
say
any.
no.
So there was no talk of ever bringing any of you guys into the movie or a movie at all.
You just tell them the truth, all right?
I didn't even know until I watched the movie. I was like, oh, there's a cameo with Billy.
Is he
Like,
playing me right now?
Did
No,
anyone
no,
know
no, no.
that?
He being serious.
I'm totally kidding.
I had no.
I'm
no.
just stirring the pot. Keep
Most of the
going.
time, we're just
Kill me,
messing
bro.
with
You
each other.
wanna...
No, I had no idea.
No,
Whenever
yeah.
I was watching the end of it, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know he was in it. Yeah.
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 Like, what? It worked out perfectly.
But it was interesting to see a lot of the fan theories on like how
Yeah.
it could be connected. And I was like, dang, these guys
Should've
should be
been.
writers.
It should have been. Just would have made a little more sense. That's all. You know. So we're gonna open the floor for you guys. If you guys have any questions, please feel free. Stand up. Go. Ask a question. No. If not, we'll just sit here and pretend y'all aren't here. And we will have our own little conversation. Yeah.
Nobody's got a question?
I see what it is.
All right, we're leaving.
So,
yeah, I should
so let's jump off that. Let's jump off that. There we go. Man, I had like 4 pages ready.
All right, sorry. I'll make it quick. Thank you guys for coming to little old Rhode Island. What was it like working with the original older cast, Danny LaRusso's and Johnny Lawrence? What was it like getting to know those actors, and what did you learn from them working with them on set?
What was it like working with the original cast of The Karate Kid?
Anyone?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay, I'll answer it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, getting the opportunity to work with the original cast is something that I'll never forget. It's such a surreal feeling. I remember just being in the room with them my first day was so nerve-wracking because I didn't know how they were going to act, how they were going to respond. And I mean, they welcomed me with open arms. Like, they were just such an incredible cast. And then you just learn so much about them. And they taught us everything that they went through back in the 80s whenever they were doing Karate Kid and that whole entire filming process and how incredible it was for their careers and their startup. And just taught us, how it is to be on set and how to have that camaraderie and feel like it's a real family. And they, like I said earlier, welcomed us with open arms, and I'm extremely grateful for what they've done for us.
Hi.
Well, there it is.
Good. Hi. Anybody feels like they don't want to not give credit to everyone else they worked with, that's cool. But does anybody have a favorite scene partner and remember the scene of why you loved working with them in that moment so much?
I'll go. I really love doing scenes with Johnny, Mr. Zabka. He likes to improvise, so a lot of times we just mess around. They'd let him run wild and have some of his own takes to add his own spin on everything, and that was always a blast. We did this one scene where we had a slumber party, and the entire time we were playing all those games, he was just making stuff up, and we actually ended up like pranking him on set. We did this whole thing with the Ouija board, and we learned that Mr. Zabka is very scared of Ouija boards, IRL. And so on one of the last takes, after he moved the letter on the board, we had everyone turn the lights off and start screaming. He got super freaked out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun times like that. A lot of pranks and just, I mean, I swear we do work. It's very serious, but yeah. It was super fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
I mean, working with you
else
guys is
wanna
good
answer
too.
that?
Yeah. It's whatever.
Billy Zabka.
Thank you.
For me, I'll just say it was Griffin Santo Pietro, my boy. It was always great working with him. I mean, the times that we got to collaborate in our work, it's just so much fun. And then whenever we were such good friends in real life, so whenever we got to be like, have animosity towards each other, playing that was always a really good time.
We're going on. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. For me, it's everyone's a tie, but I had the most scenes with Tanner, obviously. What? What? You want me to say you? Dude, you
want me to say you?
Awesome. Yeah, it's fine. Definitely not this guy.
Wow. All coming out.
No, it was fun to have that rivalry with Tanner. Robbie was one of my favorite characters coming into the show, so it was really cool to like really try to mess up Robbie and Tori's relationship. And just Tanner's just he's a blast to fight too. He's like a little cuckoo in the head, like in a good way. He's always like, hit me harder. I'm like, dude, I'm like kicking you pretty hard. What are you talking about? And we'll like wake up with bruises the next day and stuff. It's great. So no, he's really dedicated and really talented. So I would say Tanner over Patrick for sure.
Wow.
You gonna say me?
I do second that with Tanner. He did have like a nice intensity for the fight scenes. Like he was always like, yeah, let's go harder, which was good. It kind of encouraged us. I kind of wish I had more scenes with Terry Silver. Like, I only had like 1 or 2 scenes with him, but I wish we had. That would like I really liked working with him. But yeah.
My dude, I get to work with him.
Yeah.
I love Terry. I
rub it
love
in.
Thomas. Thomas is great. Too tall, but fabulous. I look so small next to him. I only had 1 scene with Billy, and it was so fun. And I just felt so jealous of everyone else that got to work with him because he has the most fun, chaotic, improvisational energy. And I remember we were like trading bobs back and forth, and I like threw the last one, and then he turned around and like said something else and like slammed the door, and I was like, oh, he's so cool. He's so cool. Oh, I love Johnny Lawrence. But I would, I think a lot of my scenes were with Peyton, and we just have really fabulous, like friendly energy, and that's really in contrast to what you see on screen. So for me personally, that's always a nice memory to look at the insanity on the screen and just remember just the kindness and the sort of safe space behind it.
Hi, everyone. Did any of you keep anything from set when the show wrapped?
Who stole the most here?
That's the real question. Who stole the most?
I was gonna bring, so I have 2 things that are quite big. And I was gonna bring one of them because I was like, you know what, I'll just wear it to the con because people will get a kick out of it. And then I was really set, I put it in my luggage, and then my next thought was like, oh, what if Netflix comes after me? What if I get in trouble? So it's at home. But yeah, I have 2 things. One was stolen for me, so I didn't do the stealing, and the other one I did steal.
Can you reveal?
You guys go.
Yeah. Sorry, Netflix.
Anyone else? Did you take anything?
I stole all my geese, all of them.
That's
They're
what I'm
all.
saying.
Wait, I mean nothing. No, they gave it to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see.
I mean, just come out and say it. They're not coming for you.
Yeah.
The show's over.
I remember I stole these blue and orange kicks that were I think Jordan 1s. But I shouldn't have stole these. Because this was back in season 4 when I was 14, and I was like a size 6, and then I grew out of it quickly. So they were just in my house, like I'm never gonna wear these again. And that was and I stole the geese too, but. Yeah.
I'm like a goody two shoes, honestly. So I didn't want to take anything at like the very end. I was like, no, I don't need it. Like, I don't need the gi. And then Tanner was like, do you want your gi? And I was like, I mean, it'd be cool to have. And he called the costume guy in that moment and like was like, yeah, you can take it. So technically I didn't steal it.
You and I have the same thing. You and I
Yeah?
have the same thing. Yeah.
I know
What?
what you guys.
Yeah.
What is this thing?
Oh,
What is this
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Hey, what is that?
Nothing.
What is this thing?
Guess we'll never know.
Okay, this was actually really nice. A lot of like really similar to Patrick's story. Like this is like my first show, so I don't want to piss anyone off or anything. But a lot of the main kids cast, I'm not gonna name names, but a lot of them helped me. They gifted me the the materials, you know. So I do have the knife. I have the gi, and what's that thing you wear when it's like cold outside?
The bomber.
Yeah, like a bomber
Bomber jacket?
Yeah, something kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys got the bomber jacket.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
teamwork. There's a
Yeah.
lot of teamwork in the
teamwork.
Thanks, man.
thievery
Sorry.
on
Thank
Cobra
you so
Kai.
much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for actually showing up, unlike some people who cancel last minute. So,
Name names. Who is it?
Name.
oh,
Name drop,
lots
name
of
drop.
people that maybe come. They're supposed to be here 4 years in a row and they cancel every time. Anyway, so thank you for taking the time to come and see us.
Thanks for having us.
So, for those of you who have martial arts experience, how difficult was it to do like choreographed fighting? And for those of you who didn't have formalized, I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. All the bios on you guys. But for those of you who don't have fighting experience, how difficult was it to learn and do all the stunts? And how much of your stunts did you have to do?
Randy, you should take that away.
Dang it. You know what? I was actually really, really surprised with like how difficult it really was, because I do have a lifelong martial artist background, but also I did stunts, and
Dude, you
most
did
of the
crazy
time,
shit.
most of the time on other projects, you have more time to learn the fights. You don't have to do all of the choreography in one shot, but with Cobra Kai, they move so fast that you're like doing the whole fight scene back to back and doing dialogue and just like boom, 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 boom. Whereas like a lot of other movies, when they have more time, you'll do like 5 punches and then you cut and then you know which one, next one's doing. So I remember like asking all these guys like, did you guys know that like other shows do that? And they were like, no, we just like, we're thrown into this. So it was like all that more impressive to me how like, I mean, I've been training for this and it was hard for me. And so it's like crazy that they were able to pull off what they did with like learning it on the day. So yeah, kudos to you guys.
Anyone else? I mean, I have a question to lead off of that, because a lot of you didn't have the training. Has this show at all sparked like the hunger to do more action type of material? Like you see, you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like getting the chance to do this was incredible. You really got to do a lot of martial arts, more martial arts than I've ever done in my entire life. And that allowed me to actually continue into more boxing afterwards. That's what I'm doing now that I'm in college. I do that a little bit more. And I just love it. You know, kickboxing was a part of my life a long time ago, and it just kind of sparked me to want to do more action movies and hopefully see what's going on in that field as well.
Anyone else? Yeah.
I second that. Yeah, since Cobra Kai, I've been doing karate, and also now that I'm in college, I do Muay Thai and kickboxing, and that's been a lot of fun. But I definitely want to keep up the martial arts. That's going to stick with me for a very long time. And I would love to do an action movie, of course. Yeah, I'm hooked on all the stunts now, so definitely.
Cool. Anyone else? Patrick? No?
I mean, I haven't had, like, if the opportunity arises, like, I would gladly get, but it'd probably be one of those things where it's like, hey, you have to start, training for this now. Like, I'm not training right now with the expectation of, like, one of those movie roles coming down the pipeline sometime soon, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I should be. Start.
Next week you get cast.
But no, I would be super excited. I would love that. It'd be great.
Hey, thanks, guys. Best show ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I had a question for all of you guys. Is there one character that you wish you got a fight scene against that you never fought in the show?
Johnny Lawrence. I'm such a Johnny Lawrence fan. I want to fight him so badly.
I wanted all the smoke. I wanted to fight these two. I wanted to fight everyone. I don't know.
I would not have wanted to fight you. You're far too good. I think even double team, we would get beat easily.
No.
Yeah.
A fight between me and him would make absolutely no sense because I would get killed in 2 seconds, but Terry Silver, that would be the dopest fight. But I'd get murdered in 2 seconds. It
Hit him
wouldn't
with
even
his own move. Yeah.
I always wanted to fight Stingray. I think
That's legend.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like some secret moves that he pulls out. Like he does that headbutt. I've never seen that one before. So, yeah. You're staying away from the fights.
Like Rosa or something?
Whoa,
Sorry,
you want to hit a woman?
Bad joke.
He is absolutely
Strongest
nothing
character
like
in the
his
show, you're about to
character.
take out the-
He's like
I'm just
completely
testing out.
opposite of his character.
No, that's obviously a joke. I don't know, like maybe like Chosen. I think that would be fun. That'd be a great.
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming to the con.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Sorry for.
Thank you. I love your t-shirt.
Hi, how y'all doing?
What's
Thanks, how are
up?
you?
Hi.
My question to all of you, the Cobra Kai cast, what is by far the most favorite Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do or Iron Dragon or Eagle Fang kind of karate technique that you all love?
The icon.
Oh, the cra-
Yeah, nothing beats
Or,
that.
or what about what Miss Alicia Hannah-Kim said about the Viper attack in Korean? It's Choksuk Kong Yok or something like that.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah. Was that your move or was that not Brandon? Was that Daniel's?
I think that was the Tojang's move. You taught us that.
It's my move. Go me.
I think.
I know that
I don't
in
know.
the scene in South Korea where Young Do Jin does it correctly and smashes the board, you actually did like an aerial, what is it, like a flip kick or something like that?
Yeah.
And
Brandon's not going to tell this story, but this is really cool. Like when he did that, the camera was behind us, and thank God because he kicked it so far, like clean across the lake, that I went completely out of character. I was like, I didn't expect it because I didn't know. That was like my first time meeting you, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't know that he was just like national champion, and I was just acting. I was like, thank God the camera's behind me.
For me, I like all the other techniques, not just the Viper attack, the crane kick, aerial kicks or something like that, but also I like the silver bullet that you, Kenny, that you did to Tanner, punching him in the liver in season 5. That whole karate brawl in season 5, we like this. It was freaking rad. And then at that very scene at the very end, where Daniel does like the crane kick to Terry Silver, smashing the Cobra Kai glass thing or something like that. It smashes. It was the most rad freaking fight there was. And I just loved the whole thing, you know?
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Good question. Good question.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, what's going
What's
on?
up?
man?
Hi,
My
how are
question for everybody: what's the best part of being on Cobra Kai or being part of the Cobra Kai family?
Because you get to work with the best people of all time.
Yeah, one big happy family.
It's true. It's true. We joke, but it's true.
Yeah,
We're very
it's
lucky.
I'd say it's the people.
It's like summer camp. Like when we
Yeah.
get to go and film, it's like 3 months of just every day getting to be with our favorite people. So
Yeah.
that's great.
I remember like Patrick touched on this earlier. Basically, like on other projects, you don't always know what type of family you're going to get. You, you don't know if you're going to get lucky or not, you know? And whenever you get the chance to work with such supportive people, you can't take that for granted, you know? And getting the chance to do that, you just love every single moment of it.
I want to ask you guys about like the beginning of it all. Like when it comes across your desk and they're like you're going to be a part of Cobra Kai. Did you know like right away what it was? How excited it was? Like what was it like getting that call saying you're going to be a part of this legacy?
I had only seen season 1 at that point, and it was like a long time ago.
Were
So
you
I think
familiar with the?
I was familiar with the show, but I hadn't
What,
like
the movies?
And the movies I'd seen, but again, a long time ago.
Okay.
So it was like something where, which I've said before, like I think in some ways it's almost easier when you're auditioning for something that you're not as familiar with because there's like less. Like if you're a huge fan of the show and you get an audition, you're like, oh my god, I want to be in this so badly. Puts a lot of pressure on it, and sometimes that makes it worse for actors. So I think I had like kind of a nonchalant, like, oh, this is fun. This be cool. But I wasn't gonna like watch the whole thing before, and then I got it obviously, and I watched it. But yeah, but
Still
which is
hasn't
great.
seen a
Yeah.
single episode.
Cobra One. It's a great show.
What about you?
Oh, well, I had just finished rewatching the show for like the 4th time, right when I got the audition. So I was ecstatic. I was so excited. I did the absolute opposite.
It's like the opposite of
yeah,
mine.
no, complete opposite. And I was like,
great.
oh my God. Also, it was like our family show. And so my parents were really excited. My brother was really excited. And they all helped me kind of prep for the audition. I, on the other hand, probably worked on it for like 4 straight days. I was like, I'm going to do nothing but eat, sleep, and breathe Cobra Kai so I could be on this awesome show. But yeah, it was, I definitely probably pulled my hair out more than I needed to for that.
That's I mean, that's even more exciting to have now you're like your family, you book your family's favorite show. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And Hannah, what about you? Were you familiar? Of course, maybe.
Oh, I've said this so many times. I was not familiar with it. I hadn't watched Cobra Kai, and I also, for some reason, as a child, did not watch The Karate Kid. So I love it now. No one get mad. No one get mad. Everyone's looking at me like this. No, I love it now. Obviously,
When did it hit you? When did it hit you that this was like a thing?
It hit me after I rapped and had gone. I went to Australia to visit my family, and season 3, was it 4 or 3? I don't know. Something probably came out, and it just hit number 1, like in Australia, around the world, in like 74 countries. And then I was like, oh, what? Oh no. I was like, it's a huge show. But I didn't know, and it's probably better for me because I wasn't nervous at all in season 5. I just took every day as it came, and it was just kind of a very insular experience for me. And I met Billy and Ralph very much just as themselves. I didn't know them as Daniel and Johnny. But yeah, I think a bit of ignorance was bliss, was lucky for me.
You too, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so for me, I had heard of The Karate Kid and I watched it a long time ago whenever I was younger. But for some reason, whenever I got the breakdown in the audition, it did not click to me what Cobra Kai was. For some weird reason. I just saw it and I was just like, oh, okay, it's an audition, okay. Let me do it real quick and see how it goes. And then I got the call, did the call back, and I was like, okay, let me do some more research about it. And I was like, wait a minute, okay, it's tied into with The Karate Kid. All right, it makes sense. This is a spinoff of the show. Then, as soon as I booked the role, 2 days later, it went to Netflix. And I was like, oh, this show's on Netflix now. What am I about to get into? And I was like, wait, hold up. And then as we're on set, they're saying like, hey, Dallas, like your life's gonna change, you don't even know. And I did not know how much that response was going to be. And everything kind of changed for the better. And you know, I'm really grateful for it, but I had no idea going into it what it was gonna be like.
For me, I was pretty similar to Oona, where I was like a diehard fan before coming on, especially growing up doing martial arts. Like Karate Kid is like peak movie you watch as a martial artist. But to their point, me being a fan almost had it so I didn't get the role, because you do something when you audition, you do something called a slate, and you pretty much introduce yourself to whoever's watching your tape as you, not in character. And so I think they might have watched that first, but I was just fanboying like crazy, like saying, oh my gosh, I love your guys' stuff, this is that. And then I think they tried to see my tape, and they were like, he's good, but I don't know if he can be much of an a-hole like for this character, you know?
Wait, you said that in your slate?
I was just fanboying, yeah.
You
in
weren't
my
like,
slate.
hi, I'm Brandon. You were just
No,
like,
I was
your
just,
show.
yeah, I love
Release
your show.
the slate.
Yeah,
Release
yeah.
the
I was like, I've
slate.
been
We
watching
need-
it my whole life. I let them all know, yeah.
There you go.
But then, yeah, they relayed the message that was a little bit of their, you know, concern. And then when we did the callbacks and I got to...
Oh, they said that.
They
said that.
They were like, we just don't know if he can be mean enough. Like, and so they were like, when I met John, Josh, and Hayden, the creators, on Zoom, they gave me like more specific direction, and they seemed to like it. Yeah, but it happened. I auditioned right before the writer's strike because you guys were in production.
Yeah.
And then you guys stopped for 8 months, and so for 8 months I didn't know if I booked it or not, and so I was like, oh my gosh, is my life gonna change or not? But gladly it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a
You
roller
were like
coaster.
up for it that whole time, so you were like
Yeah.
essentially because it was after your callback, I guess. Or
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You know what I
crazy.
found out? I asked John Hurwitz after. I was like, "Yo, did you guys know like that I was gonna be Quan or like before the strike happened or not?" And he was like, "Yeah, they didn't tell you." And I was like, "No. Why did you guys
Longest
tell
8
me?"
months.
Like, for 8 months, I was like,
Dude,
strike over?
I waited
Is it
for
strike
like,
over? Is it strike over? Oh, it's over? Okay. Nope, still nothing. Okay. I
Did I ever
So
tell you
when-
this?
so
I
when
knew
was
you were
it?
up for it the whole time too. And no, because we have a mutual friend in
Yeah,
Korea.
that's
And he had told me, my friend Brandon is up for your show. And he sent me your IMDb or something. And so I think I sent on to John Hurwitz and was like, book this guy, he's a friend of my friend. So, but I knew you were up for it as well. And that was, I remember it was during the writer's strike. But I didn't know you personally, and I would never be like, hey, you're up for the show, because it would just stress you out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I knew too.
Yeah.
Wait, so what was your reaction 8 months later, finally hearing that you got the role?
Well, so the funny thing was like, you know, as actors, we get the call all the time, like, you almost got it,
Right.
and you try not to like get too happy about it, because
course.
if it's a no, you don't want to like, you know, cry in your bed for 10 days.
Yep.
So pretty much every phase, I was just like, okay, yeah, no, that's awesome, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And my agent was like, are you seriously not excited? And then when I finally booked it, I had like, I think I had the flu, and I was like just bed rotting. And she called me, and she's like, you booked it. And I'm like, woohoo. And she's like, Brandon, are you serious? I'm like dying right now. But so inside, I was like, yeah, I was freaking out. But
That during this audition, like not how much of your character did you know about, but like, because I know like you, Hannah, you two, like, you don't know how long you're gonna be on the show. Did you know you were gonna be a reoccurring character, or were you just for that season at that moment? And then they just extended it like later on.
I think for me, it was one of those situations that, I mean, I knew I was going to be a recurring character in that first season, season 4, because the 4 different scenes that I was doing, they were so different, and they were filled with such nuance in each one of them, and I was like, whoa, they are jumping between different moments, and I can tell. Because one of them was me like being a scared kid with training with Robbie, and then the next thing you know, I'm beating up LaRusso, and I was like, where did this kid go? What just happened? So I didn't really know. I just knew he was going to have a prolonged arc. I just didn't know if it was just going to be a season 4 thing, then continue to season 5, and that's how it ended up progressing after that.
So it's easy to see in the writing. Oh, so they actually give you the whole. Like when do you guys get surprised? Like finale, or do they pretty much give you the whole story laid out? Or?
Well, I mean, for the audition, you kind of get an idea of what's going to happen, and then throughout the season, as you're reading every single script, you start to see the growth and the development of your character. And then by the season finale, you start to realize, like, okay, this is where he's going to stop right here. And then you hope, okay, hopefully it goes on to the next one. And then ended up doing that.
So you didn't know you were about to.
nah.
Till you came in that day, right?
Yeah, I just knew, all I knew was he was supposed to be a threat to specifically Robbie.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. And I didn't know how many episodes I was going to be in or nothing until I was on set filming episode 3 in Korea, but it was in Atlanta. And then Hayden, one of the creators of the show, was like pulling me aside and telling me the whole arc and everything. I was already like really nervous just being a part of the franchise, being a fan of it, and then he's telling me, you're the first character that ever dies, and it's a kid. And I was like,
Dang.
are you trying to make me poop myself or like what? But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kenny got that.
I
I
actually
already
was
got that
not
for you, man.
thanks, bro.
We got time for one more question.
Right? That's it.
Hi, just a quick question. So for me, Karate Kid, I grew up during that time and watched them as they were coming out, you know. And so going back to that time, I'm sure you guys didn't watch them, you know, early on, but later in life, did you watch them, and did you have a favorite movie out of the Karate Kid series, or is there anything, a specific scene other than the crane scene, which everybody loves, you know? So. And if you didn't,
That's a
that's
good
fine
question.
too.
Out of the original?
Yeah, the movies.
The first one is, like you can't go
Okay.
wrong
It's the
with the
first
first
one.
one, even though the other ones were really good. Storyline with Chose was great. storyline with Terry Silver was even better. I mean, you just like, they kept getting better each time.
Yes.
But the first one is just incredible. I mean, it's you know, nostalgia for everybody. So, yeah, I have to say the first. As far as a scene, though, put him in a body bag. That's
Yeah.
That one's great.
Yeah.
Classic. Anything else? Favorite? You all agree? The original?
I would say the first one. Yeah.
First
Yeah.
one?
I think especially in like martial arts movies at that time, were all like the main hero already knew how to do martial arts, but I feel like because you see the journey, it's like so much more relatable and just opened the audience like to the mainstream. Whereas before it's like only if you like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan, you really watch that. So that's what I really liked about it, because it felt more relatable. Because like I'm not gonna, you know. I think most people, when they watch the screen, they're like, I'm not going to be super ripped like Bruce Lee and kick 5 people through the walls and stuff, you know? So, yeah.
What's your favorite?
Oh, the first movie is definitely my favorite. I mean, I remember specific scenes of that, like when he's at the dance and the Johnny's in the skeleton costumes. He jumps the fence. Mr. Miyagi jumps over and beats up all the guys, and it's the stuff like that. But yeah, definitely for sure. And I love how the series kept bringing the villains back. Every new season, one of the villains come back. I'm like, holy crap, So yeah, no, it was really well done. You guys are great. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, guys, we gotta let them go. They gotta get back to their tables, and you guys make sure you go see them at their tables. Get your pictures and your autographs. The cast of Cobra Kai. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much for coming.